Hello friends, welcome to DCPA and this is the continuation to my stiffness matrix series, and in this video tutorial we are going to construct a beam element matrix and we are going to see what is basically a beam element matrix. So let's get started. Step 1 is to draw positive forces and moments. Okay, this is basically our beam element, or this is only a simple element for now. It is not yet a beam element. This is a simple element with length L, and the first step is to draw positive forces and moments. Now, what are positive forces and moments? Now, as you can see here, there is a Cartesian coordinate system having three axes x, y, and z, and all the forces acting along these axes are called as positive forces. The z axis is coming towards you. Okay, so keep that in mind. The z axis is coming towards you, and towards you is positive, away from you is negative. Y-axis going up is positive, x-axis going rightwards is positive. Okay, and as far as moments are considered, they are denoted as double arrows, and the double arrows going upwards in the y-axis are considered as positive. And now basically what is the direction of the moment, how to determine? Then it is determined from the right hand thumb rule, the thumb going in the direction of these two arrows and the curl of the fingers denoting the direction of the moment. So here, as you can see, it is anti-clockwise. The moment is getting anti-clockwise curl. Hence, two arrows upwards along the y-axis denote an anti-clockwise moment. Similarly, in the x direction, two arrows in the x direction denote an anti-clockwise moment again from right hand thumb rule, and two axes along the z direction again denote a anti-clockwise moment from right hand thumb rule. So to cut it short, basically anti-clockwise movements are considered as positive. Okay, if my two arrows are along the Cartesian coordinate axis. So these are the positive forces and moments, and for beam element the first step is to draw the positive forces. Now beam element matrix consists generally of these two forces, that is a force in the y direction and a moment in the z direction. Okay, z axis. That's it. Only these two are considered while constructing a beam element matrix. This is basically a beam element with forces in y direction and a moment along z axis. And as you can see, the direction is anti-clockwise for the moments. Second step is to number the forces, moments, and the points. Okay, so first these are the points, that is point 1 and point 2. From now on, I'll be denoting them as point 1 and point 2 and not A and B. And these are the forces starting from the upward force, that is starting from vertical force 1, 2, the second is the moment, third force 3, and fourth again the moment. Okay, this is a very important step to number the forces because these are going to act as the markers to draw your matrix. And now let's get started with the beam element matrix. I've drawn the beam element here, and the first step is displacement due to force 1, and as you can see this is the force 1, and we'll have to check what is the displacement of the beam due to this force 1. If you have seen my previous video, there I had discussed how the beam will get deflected and how the reactions will be formed. This is how the beam is going to get deflected, and the magnitude with which we deflect the beam by a delta equal to 1 is 12 EI by L cube. If you are not well versed with these values, the link will be given in the description. You can check the previous video where I discussed briefly about how the reactions and what are the values of the reactions. And this force basically cause a displacement of unit displacement along point A, and the reactions formed are 6 EI by L square, a moment of anticlockwise nature, 6 EI by L square, again a moment of anticlockwise nature at point B, and 12 EI by L cube, a reaction at point B. The directions and these magnitudes, everything is explained in the previous video. You can watch it there. Now S11, this is the first element of our beam element matrix S11, and it is given as 12 EI by LQ. What is S11? S11 is force or a reaction number 1, and the other digit indicates due to force 1. So because of force 1, what is my force or reaction at 1? Now due to force 1, the force or reaction is this itself. Okay, because this itself is the force, so it is 12 EI by LQ, and it is acting in the upwards direction, and upwards is positive. Okay, therefore it is plus 12 EI by LQ. Now next element is S21, which is 6 EI by L square. What is S21? It is force or reaction number 2 due to force 1. Okay, so if you see, then the second digit, that is here, the second digit is basically the force number due to which the displacement has been taken place. So here the displacement has taken place due to force 1, and the first digit is basically where the reactions have been formed. So S11 was, the reaction was at number 1, S21 is second number reaction, as you can see this reaction, and again it is positive 6 EI by L square because it is anti-clockwise in nature. And as you can see here, at second number, the positive moment is of anti-clockwise nature. S31 is minus 12 EI by LQ, and it is force or reaction number 3, again due to force 1. So due to force 1, what is the reaction formed at 3? It is 12 EI by LQ, but in the downwards direction. And since the positive had to be upwards and this is downwards, though, therefore we write it as minus 20 I by LQ. S41 is 6 Ci by L square, and it is force or reaction number 4 due to force 1, and it is again positive because it is anti-clockwise, and our force or reaction at 4 is also anti-clockwise, therefore it is plus 6 EI by L square. Now if you have worked with matrices previously, then you must be knowing that S1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1 forms a column of the matrix. Okay, so whatever elements of stiffness that you get by displacing due to a force will be the column of the matrices. Okay, so due to force 1, due to displacement by force 1, S11, S21, S31, S41, we get the first column of our beam element matrix. Now let us move to second force, displacement due to force 2, and we again give a unit displacement at point 1 due to force 2. What is our force 2? Our force 2 is a moment in anti-clockwise direction. So we give a unit displacement meaning a unit rotation now, and it has been rotated by theta a equal to 1. And what are the reactions formed due to this unit rotation? The unit rotation required, or the moment required to form a unit rotation, is 4 EI by L. Again, this being discussed in the previous video. The reaction formed here at this end is 2 EI by L, which is of anti-clockwise nature, and these are the upward reactions formed at A and B. Okay, now let's construct our stiffness elements. S12. What is S12? It is force or reaction number 1 due to force 2. So again our second digit corresponds to the force due to which displacement has taken place. S12 is 6 Ci by L square, force or reaction number 1. So we have to consider this thing, the upward reaction. And what is the upward reaction formed here? 6 Ci by L square, and it is positive because it is in the upward direction. Thus S12 is 6 Ci by L square. S22 is force or reaction number 2 due to force 2. The force or reaction number 2 has to be a moment, and it is again in the anti-clockwise direction, and it is 4 EI by L. S32 is minus 6 EI by L square, because force or reaction number 3 has to be a upward force, and here as you can see the reaction is 6 EI by L square but downwards direction, therefore it is negative 6 EI by L square. And S42 is 2 EI by L. As you can see, the fourth force is a moment of anti-clockwise nature, and it is of magnitude 2 EI by L. This we have constructed the second column of our stiffness element matrix, that is 1 2 2 2 3 2 and 4 2. Let's move to force number 3. displacement due to force 3, and as you can see the force 3 acts at point 2. The previous two forces were acting at point 1. So we'll be giving a unit displacement at point 2 due to force 3, and force 3 is an upward force, and the unit displacement due to force 3 will be similar to the unit displacement due to force 1, like this, and the reactions formed will be these. The force causing the displacement is 2 LEI by L cube, and these are the reaction. The force is given in the red color, and the reactions are formed in blue color here. Let us start writing the elements of stiffness. S13, that is force or reaction at number 1 due to force 3. So reaction at number 1 has to be a vertical reaction, but it is acting in the downwards direction here, and the magnitude is 2 LEI by L cube. Hence S13 is minus 2 LEI by L cube. S23 is minus 6 EI by L square. Second reaction is this moment, which has to be anti-clockwise, but here as you can see it is of clockwise nature, and its magnitude is 6 EI by L square. Hence it is minus 6 EI by L square here, as it is not conforming with our positive forces or positive directions. S33, that is force or reaction number 3 due to force 3. Third force is upward reaction, and again as you can see here this is giving a upward reaction, hence it is positive 12 EI by L cube. This is force itself, and S33 is 12 EI by L cube positive. S43 is minus 6 EI by L square, because the positive direction for reaction at 4 was anti-clockwise, but here it is giving a clockwise moment, 6 EI by L square, hence it is minus 6 EI by L square. Okay, and this we have constructed the third column of our stiffness element matrix. Now let us check the displacement due to force 4, and giving a unit displacement at point 2 due to force 4. Force 4 is basically our anti-clockwise moment here. So giving a unit rotation at point B, we get a displaced beam like this, and the reactions formed due to this displaced profile is these reactions. The moment of magnitude 4 EI by L causes a rotation of theta b equal to 1, and the reactions formed are 2 EI by L, 6 EI by L square, and 6 EI by L square at both the ends. Let us write now stiffness elements. S14, that is force or reaction number 1 due to force 4, okay, due to displacement by force 4, and reaction number 1 is upwards positive upward reaction, and it is 6 EI by L square acting in the upward direction, hence it is positive. So S14 is positive. S24 is a moment which should be acting in the anticlockwise direction, and it is a moment which is acting in the anticlockwise direction, and the magnitude is 2 EI by L. S34 S34 is the force or reaction number 3 due to force 4, and number 3 is a positive upward reaction, but here it is giving a downward reaction 6 EI by L square, hence it is minus 6 EI by L square. The element number S34 is minus 6 EI by L square. And the last element S44 is force or reaction number 4 due to force 4, and S44 is 4 EI by L. It should be a anti-clockwise moment, and it is positive as it is an anti-clockwise moment 4 EI by L. Okay, and now we'll put all the elements. This is our fourth and last column of our matrix, and we'll put all the elements now in the matrix form. That is S11, S12, S13, 14, 21, 22, 23, 24, 31, 32, 33, 34, 41, 42, 43, 44. You can write these numbers up and on the right side for your reference. That is 1 and 1, row 1 column 1, the element is S11, row 1 column 2, the element is S12, row 1 column 3, element S13, row 1 column 4, element S14, row 2 column 1 S21, row 2 column 2 has 2 2, row 2 column 3 has 2 3, row 2 column 4 has 2 4, and similarly all these values. Okay, and whatever you have found these values, you need to substitute them in the correct places. As you can see, this is our first column, second column, third column, fourth column. This column was formed due to displacement by force 1. This column was formed due to displacement by force 2. This column was formed due to displacement by force 3. This column was formed due to displacement by force 4. Now let us substitute all these values. We get this final matrix. Okay, and I can divide this matrix into 4 parts. This part, this part, this part, this part. Now there are a few observations to be made in this matrix. You can see all these points S11, S22, S33 and S44 can never be negative. They are always positive. Okay, because they are the forces acting, and the force and the reaction coincide with each other, and hence it is always positive. You can check it by scrolling back in the video, and now you can see these three elements are uh, basically repeated in all these four blocks. Okay. Only this element differs. Here it is 4 ei by L, 2 ei by L, 2 ei by L, 4 ei by L. Okay. Now comes the sign convention. Now how I remember it is basically I remember this column first, the whole column I memorize it, and then I write a negative sign at the third element S13. Again I write this column, second column, and I write the negative sign at S23. Now these are the only two columns that you need to memorize. The third and fourth can be uh, written from the reference of these two columns. Now the third column is basically negative of first column. As you can see, it is, if here it is 12 ei by L cube, here it is minus 12 ei by L cube. If it is 6 ei by L square, here it is minus 6 ei by L square, minus 12 ei by L cube plus 12 ei by L cube plus 6 ei by L square minus 6 ei by L square. Okay, and this last column is basically you have to copy the same thing here, copy the same column here, only the second and the fourth you have to interchange. So if here it was 4 ei by L and 2 ei by L, here you have to write 2 ei by L and 4 ei by L. The rest, the second and fourth is same. So this is how I memorize it. You might have any other technique as well to memorize it. Uh, the final aim is to remember the whole matrix. And now we have developed successfully a stiffness matrix. I hope you liked the video. Please like, share and subscribe, and click the bell notification icon for getting updated with all the new upcoming videos of this channel. Thank you so much.